everybody, welcome back to another Shed Wars video. Today we're going to be planting some cucumber plants, and I'm going to show you guys how the garden's doing on everything else that we planted in our raised beds. We'll show you some of the chickens, how they're doing. But first I'm going to make another little raised bed out of some scraps that I got. All these little scraps from pallets. It's not the best stuff, but I'm going to try to make something out of it because it's all I got. And I got an 8-foot 4x4 treated that was from another project that I didn't end up needing. So basically we're just going to make a real simple little raised bed to try to put some cucumbers in, and I'll show you where I'm going to plant it. But first we're going to make this. So I'm going to cut these all down to the same lengths, and they're going to go on the end, and we're just going to stack 2 of them on top of each other, and that's going to be the wall, and the 4x4 is going to go in each corner and hold everything together. We'll probably go 10.5. Focus. We'll just say 10.5. Get us, that way they don't stick up past the top. So 10.5, we're going to cut 4 10.5-inch cuts of the 4x4, and then we'll even all these up. We'll pick the shortest board and then cut the rest to match it, and then these long ones are all the same length already, so we'll just leave them, and then we'll start putting it together. And for anybody that doesn't know, this is a really easy way to get consistent cuts. It's not really as important on something like this, a raised bed, you know, it's not super critical dimensions, but get you a stop, get you some kind of scrap piece of wood and just clamp it where your length is at, line it up with the saw and your tape measure where you want to cut it, set the clamp, and then I can cut and just scoop the board down, cut, and it's a real quick, easy way to get repetitive cuts the same length. And so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Alright, so we got those cut. Next we're going to do the same thing basically to this, but I literally have 3 out of the 4 that are all the same length, so I just need to cut this one down. Alright guys, so here's where I'm putting it. It's going to be up against the fence, and I'm hoping that it's going to try to grow up the fence. We'll see. I got weed fabric. So I got some weed fabric on the back, try to help stuff from growing up through there. And then I've got a load of dirt here. And my compost pile is all but empty now, so just about tapped out. I got a little bit of woods back there in the back of the house, and that's kind of just what I'm doing, just taking some dirt from back there because my compost pile is just about done. This is what's left of it, so I'm gonna throw that down there. I got a couple bags of topsoil. I'm putting it on top too, and then we got our cucumber plants. Let's see here. Right here we go. We got 9 of them, so it's going to be 9 of them just stuffed in there pretty tight. So may the strongest survive. So let's go ahead and get that dirt in there.
Ooh, so hot.
I didn't have to put any topsoil in. I got enough dirt from
where?
Back in the woods in the compost pile.
Oh. Ha ha. ¿Quieren pineapple? ¿Quieren pineapple? Qué rico pineapple. Here. Bebé.
I'll throw the stick. I'll throw the stick.
No, de así no. Dame pan.
I know, we're gonna rip it.
Oh, mira, where's the babies?
They're coming. One of the mamas is left. She went back to the big coop. Now we only got one mama.
Poor babies. They don't have mama no more.
So we still got 21 babies. The other mama's getting ready to leave too. Anytime. Alright guys, so there it is. We got our cucumbers planted and hopefully they'll just kind of grow up this fence maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So now, go over and look at what we've got here. You can see our radishes are just going nuts here. I guess maybe they'll be close to harvest soon. All of our squash have popped up pretty much. Our strawberries are flowering nicely. Doing good. On this bed, unfortunately, we got quite a bit of frostbite, I think, on our peppers and our tomatoes especially. But you can see all the nice green new growth on top, so I think they're going to make it. Just kind of didn't gain much by planting too early, but the pepper plants, they're all doing decent, I guess. They don't look their greatest. All of our sunflowers are coming up. A couple of them are really big. So we got some good sunflowers. Unfortunately, my container tomato is not going to make it for some reason. And then we have the other ones here that we planted even sooner, but I was able to protect them from the frost, and they are looking fantastic. These tomato plants are just taking off and growing really fast, but the pepper plants are doing the same thing as the other one. I just don't think it's really frostbite as much as it is temperature. It's just not been very kind to them, but now it's warm out. It's going to be hot most days now, so I think they're going to start taking off hopefully. So we'll just try to keep them watered. It's supposed to be really dry weather here, hot and dry, so just got to keep them watered. And then we got our potatoes, which are taking off like crazy. You can see they're already poking up again. I've buried them once already, adding some topsoil, and now there's some these are growing up above that now, so I'm gonna have to keep piling it up, I guess. So I'm gonna try to pile it as close to the top as I can get it eventually and see what happens. But that's working out great over here, and all through here there was plants popping up, so I think that's gonna work really good. So everything's growing pretty good. My peppers just aren't doing very good, but everything else seems to be doing all right, one way or the other. So what the next thing we got left is I need to make some more of these tomato cages. And I've got a new roll of welded wire, so I'm going to walk you guys through that and show you how I do that. And we'll go ahead and get started. And so for this one, on these links, you're going to do 1, 2, you're going to do 15 of them. and then you also have to have a piece left over. So either way, this is the start of the roll, so I have these hanging over on the end, and so I just need this hangover and then 15 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I cut on the right side away from yourself, just like that. And I just cut all the way down. Just like that. And then at the bottom, you're going to cut this end off here, so that way you have this bit here to go in the ground like a stake. You're just going to cut on the ends. Just like this. Easy peasy. These are just 10 snips. They work really good for this.
Whoa. Baby, no.
And then we just fold it in on itself. Like this. Kind of line it up the best you can. And then fold these over. So fold over. Sometimes they'll break off. If they're, especially at the start of the roll, these are kind of flimsy. Don't worry about it, as long as you got a decent amount of them to hold it together. It's not that big a deal. And you can try to come on the other side, do one on the right, one on the left, that way it kind of helps hold it from shifting, moving around. Just like this. There you go. You can kind of shape it a little bit, however you want. There you go. It's all done. You just stick it in the ground.
Let's go. Put it in the ground.
Right over the top of your plant. And it's pretty rigid. There you go. Try not to push down too hard because it will fold on you, and you gotta straighten it back out and it'll look a little bit funky. But that's it. And so on 15 of these, from here to the end is about 32 inches. So basically out of a 50-foot roll, you can get at least 18. You know, you can downsize it more and get more, just depending on what you're wanting. I find this just to be the perfect size for what I want. But you should be able to get 18, possibly 19 out of a 50-foot roll. Cost me a little over $30. So, you know, I get 18, 19 of them. Basically probably cost me about $2 each after it's all said and done. Which sometimes you can find that other, you know, regular tomato cages for cheaper. Sometimes they're more, just depends on where you go. But I feel like this gives you a lot better support, and it's just a better cage overall for the plants. So this is how I do it, and I enjoy doing it this way, and I've had a lot of success with this. So anyway, I thought that I'd just show you guys this, how I make those and how it's done. So anyway guys, that's it for this garden update. We got our cucumbers planted, our raised beds doing really well, our potatoes are doing good, and I just got to cut up a couple more of these tomato cages, and we'll be all set. And it's just water and wait at this point. Water, weed, and wait. And that's the nice thing. I've never really done anything in raised beds, and it's just been really easy to weed it and control it. So I really like it so far, the way it's working out. So we'll just have to wait and see. So Anyway, guys, if you guys like this stuff, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment any suggestions or advice. And until next time, go Team Will It Grow.